Okay, this time we're going to focus on gender rules and translation. So the first thing we're going to do is add a language that needs gender rules. So we're going to add Spanish. Most Romance languages involve gender. So what we're going to do now is make a new phrase key called user is logged in. We'll add a description saying message to user when they are logged in. And in English, this isn't a problem, so we'll just write you are logged in. But in other languages, it's not that simple. You have to make a condition for when the user is male or when the user is female. So we're going to make a phrase variable and we're going to add conditional variants. So let's first make our magic variable called gender. Gender is is the only unique variable in Floro. It can only be one of three values. It can be male, female, or neutral. It's also a string, so it could be anything, but that's what Floro expects it to be. So we're going to make a conditional variant too called logged in user with gender rule, and we're going to assign the gender variable to that condition. So how this works is we'll say something like if the gender of the user is female, and then we would modify the text depending on the gender of the user. For English, again, we don't have to do anything, so we can just put in you are logged in, and this will make it easier for us to translate into other locales later. So we're going to replace the phrase value right now to use the conditional variant that we defined below. So now it says you are logged in down here, and we're referencing that conditional variant up here. It doesn't really make a difference for English, but in Spanish, it does make a difference. So the first thing we should do is just copy and paste the conditional variant reference in our phrase value. And then in the conditional variant, we're going to take the default case, which is the neutral case, and we will translate that. So it says you are logged in. But now we can click genderize and we can ask ChatGPT to create the gender conditions for us. So the first one is if it's male, then if it's female, and the neutral case is the same as the default case. So we actually don't need to add that at all. We can just add the male and female cases. And we'll see that there is a difference in the verb. So we're going to add those genders. And now what we can do is actually write some test cases. So we'll say when the user is male, and we'll test out what is it like when it's male. And it doesn't actually affect anything because the male form and the neutral form in Spanish are the same. But when we write when the user is female and we assign the gender value to female, it actually will change the verb. So we should see differences. Now, we'll be safe and also add the neutral case as well. And though it doesn't really need the word neutral, we'll just put it in anyways, just to cover all of our bases. And that's it. That's how we handle gender rules in Floro.